Hello, good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. um, so I'm sitting out here in my deck, getting some vitamin D. Finally, the sun is out. We haven't really seen the sun in almost a week, and this feels really good. I'm just gonna come out here and sit. I can't even open my eyes because it's so bright to me. Because we've just had nothing but gray skies, cloud cover for days after days, and it's like, ugh, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It's nice to have a cloudy day here and there, but like day after day after day with no sun, that has an effect on me and a lot of other people. But I've been doing my best to stay in high vibration. You know, every morning I wake up thankful. I wake up, I'm at peace. I am at peace. And I know that everything is going to work out okay. I have faith that we can accomplish our dreams, And so yesterday, I had a pretty cool thing happen. If I'm talking kind of quiet, it's because I'm getting over this cold and my voice is kind of raspy. I'm normally not. My voice is not the same. And I'm a little stuffed up right now too. So yesterday I had an interesting thing happen. So I've been driving taxi, cab here in my town. I started about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and just for some extra income. And I was driving yesterday, and one of those speed traps, or they register your speed of that you're going. Well, yesterday when my cab vehicle, when the thing registered it, it said 144. I'm like, what? It's a 25 miles per hour zone. So I was like, 144? Like, that's crazy. It's all wonky. Even the passengers in my car were like, what's going on with that thing? I said, I don't know. It's all weird. And then it flashed. It made another flash. And then I saw the number 88. I was like, what the heck? 88? But then after a while, I thought about it. And I was like, wait a minute. 144 and the number 88? The next time I went by that sign, it was totally fine. It was normal. So I think that was a sign to me. 144,000 incarnated angels that are right here helping with this ascension. We're doing what we came here to do. And then the 88. Remember in Back to the Future, the movie, Doc and Marty had to hit 88 miles per hour when the lightning struck, okay, and they created that plasma light, right? And they went into another place and time, In order to do that, they had to hit 88 miles an hour. 88 is also an infinity number. So it's bending space and time. So yesterday, what happened? I believe that was a sign that we are on the right timeline and that it's coming. It is coming. We're almost there. Don't give up. I know it's going to be hard. The next few months are going to be hard. They're going to test us in every way. And we need to hold the line. We need to stay grounded in our light. We need to stay as high vibe as we can. Granted, we're gonna have our high days and our low days. Okay? But that's okay. We're human. We're having a human experience. And sometimes, we can get pulled into this matrix because it's affecting the experience that we're having and struggles and but we have to to best of our ability remain in grace and love. Grace is so important because the people that are hurting the most are the ones that are in the most need of grace. The ones that are angry and mean and being triggered and pointing daggers at you, they're the ones who need grace. They're the ones. It's giving you an opportunity to extend your grace. Now, granted, it's not giving you an opportunity to be walked all over. You need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to let these people know what you will and will not allow in your field, in your life. Okay? So, when I was focusing on what these numbers yesterday meant, I was getting the number 3. Earlier that day, actually, I was walking downtown to stop at my coffee shop that I like before I went to work, and I got this eerie feeling because the downtown area looked kind of deserted, and I had this feeling it's almost like I had a glimpse of what it's going to be like. People are going to be exiting this world in many different ways. There's going to be 3 waves, okay? 3 waves of people exiting. The first wave is going to be people who are affected by, I'm going to say, the medicine that rolled out in 2021. Those people are going to exit. A lot of them are, and I was shown the number 3. Within the next 3 months, we're going to see a lot of people exiting. That's the word I'm going to use. The second wave is going to be the people who are ascending. Those of us who are going into the 5th dimension. Okay? We are going to go into a higher dimension. And there will be people still here. The third wave of people exiting will be those who take matters into their own hands. It's the only word I'm going to use. They will be exiting by their own hands, if you know what I mean. Because their grief will be so strong. They will have lost many people, either to the first wave or the second wave. And they won't know what to do without these people. The rest that will be left are going to be those who are in the AI programming, that are plugged into the matrix, that are asleep, not wanting to heal, that have anger in their hearts, and have negative agendas. Those are the people that will be left. Okay? These three waves of people that are going to be exiting are going to go to the place where they're supposed to go. Everyone has a plan. Everyone knows how this life was going to be before they got here. Okay? I used to think that if you took your life in your own hands, that you would go to hell. I don't believe that anymore. However, I do believe that you will go into kind of a purgatory state where you will judge yourself based on the things that you did or didn't do in this life, and you will have to get yourself into a place where you go from there is up to you. Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive others? And that'll be so important when you're in that place of the in-between, you call it. You will be in darkness, but it won't be forever. You will still be conscious. You're not going to end, because here's the thing. Energy and consciousness doesn't end. It just transforms. All right? So where you transform, where you go next is up to you. You are a fully conscious being. Okay? There is no one telling you where you go and where you don't go. You have a sovereign right over your own consciousness, whether you realize it or not. So, the only one that's going to be judging anyone is yourself. Are you going to judge yourself with a kind, unconditional, loving heart? Or are you going to judge yourself with some of the religious dogma that you've been fed, that only good people go to heaven? Only if you've done you're going to go to heaven. Only if you believe in a savior, you're going to go to heaven. Now, I'm not saying Jesus is the wrong way. He is a way. However, it is still up to you whether you go to heaven or not, with or without Jesus. I mean, if you want Jesus to be your savior, oh, the sun got really bright. If you want Jesus to be your savior, is that giving you an excuse for all the things that you've done? An excuse? Like, oh, well, I'm not going to take matters into my own hands for the things I've done. I've got Jesus. You need to wipe your hands clean. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive others. That is what Jesus taught. He was a forgiver. He was a lover. How can you be that loving grace for others if you can't be that for yourself? You need something externally from you to save yourself? That sounds kind of like a crutch. I'm sorry. That sounds like a crutch. Like, you need to take responsibility for your own life, for your own actions. I've made mistakes. I have things that I've done that I regret. I've done things that I look back and I'm like, That wasn't me. That's not who I am. Really? I'm really not like that. That was the ego. That was my wounds. That was my condition. That was my programming. That wasn't my true essence. My true essence is a loving, kind, angelic soul. I am not a ruthless, stuck up, whatever. That's not who I am. So I just wanted to come on today and encourage you all and know that in these coming months, we're going to have to be there for one another. We're going to have to extend our grace for those that are being triggered, which they are. A lot of people are being triggered right now because these solar flares that are coming in are hitting us one way or the other. Either we're going to embrace them and say, yeah, this is great. I'm feeling so great with these flares. Or we're going to be triggered, be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe so-and-so did this, and I can't believe they did that, and they're so cruel. How could they, like, oh, I need to get back at this person because they did this, and they won't listen to me, and blah, blah, blah. Which way is it going to hit you? That's up to you. Time for you to start owning up to your actions. Oh, I'm loving the sun right now. I need this vitamin D. So, anyway. I could really use some warm weather. It's not too bad. It's like in the 30s today, but I got out a little bit, went out for breakfast with my mom and went and grabbed some things at the store and then I'm back home. And I got to start on some readings today. So I have a lot of readings to catch up on. My Etsy store is just booming, which is great. And 5-star reviews all around. And I'm really thankful that people are coming to me to get some answers, and I love being able to be of service and help them with their ascension process. And if I can help someone connect with their higher self a little bit better, help them remember a past life that is affecting them in this life so that they could understand why they may react to certain situations, in a negative way. And so once they acknowledge where it's coming from, then they could be like, oh, it's because I did this in a past life, or because this happened to me in a past life. That's why I react this way to certain things. And so with that, then people could start to do the healing. So that's kind of what I do. I do past life readings, higher self readings. I do astral, spiritual visitor, which means like if you have someone that you think is visiting you, like a deceased loved one, or a soul family member that maybe is coming to see you and you keep feeling them, or maybe it could be extraterrestrial. I can help you figure that out. Who's coming by you, who's, so those are some of the readings that I have in my Etsy shop, along with, what else? There's one more. Past life, higher self, astral visitor. Oh yeah, superpower. I do a drawing an image where kind of cartoony, and I kind of make you into a cartoon, and it shows what your superpowers are. Everybody has some of the similar superpowers, but some people have very different superpowers than other people. Okay, so some of you may have very strong Reiki skills. Some of you may have very strong vocal skills. They're good at singing, and they're good with healing people with singing. Some of you may have a strong connection with animals or elementals, stuff like that. Some of you may have a strong connection with the fourth dimension, and you're able to see spirits or elementals and be able to communicate with them, whatever. I can help you. Maybe you're wondering if you have some of these abilities, but you're not sure, or you've had some experiences and you're like, why do I keep having these experiences? I want to know. Well, I can help you pinpoint why. I can see what your superpowers are. I can see what chakras that are blocked that need unblocking to help you come into those superpowers. So yeah, that's what I do. And it's been a lot of fun. And it's actually been quite a journey for me, especially when I do these past life readings. And I'm like, I'm learning parts about history that I don't even remember. I go down, I'll be given a date. I'll be given some pictures in my mind. Okay, like a recent one. I was shown a sinking ship that looked like Titanic, and I thought they were on Titanic. And then I was shown her wearing a nurse's cap, like an old school nurse's cap, like World War One, World War Two, and she was going down with the ship. She was sinking with the ship, and I'm like, what? What year is this? I got 1916. So I was like, okay, I need to go and Google or do DuckDuckGo. I need to do a search to go, okay, what liner ship sank in 1916? Well, then I came upon the ship called Britannic. She was the sister ship of Titanic. And she was an ocean liner, but when World War One started, she was taken over by the military and turned into a hospital ship. This gal, which she was young, she was like 23. She was Irish. She was on the ship, and she went down with it in Greece. It sank off the shores of Greece. Okay, so I totally don't even remember learning about that, and I learned something myself. Like, it was kind of cool. And then there was this soldier that she fell in love with while she was tending to him on the ship, and they would write letters back and forth, and they talked about getting married, but then she died suddenly. And it's kind of neat to be able to access that kind of information. And I also learn a bit about history and stuff like that. So I really enjoy it. So if you're curious about getting a reading from me, I'm going to post a link under this video. So you can go to my Etsy shop. I also have, on my Etsy shop, I have a $50, it says coaching session, but it could be anything. I could give you readings if you want. I could give you a coaching session for an hour. You have an hour of my time, and we could dive into anything you want, whether it's something that you need healed, whether it's blockages that you have, or whether you're trying to remember a past life, or you want to know what your mission is in this life. I can help you pinpoint that so that you can step more into your higher self and into your higher timeline. And that's my goal. I want to get you into your higher timeline and to be ready for what's coming. Because, yeah, the clock is ticking. But here's the thing. Don't ever feel like, oh, I'm never going to get there enough. I'm not going to be high vibe enough to get there. That's not true. Because you know what we're going to be measured by? Our vibration with this ascension is measured by our heart. How is your heart space? Where is it resonating at? Do you have anger in your heart? That's not good. That's what you need to get rid of. That's the very first thing you need to get rid of. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, get rid of that anger. Release that anger. Find ways to transmute that energy into something positive. Do something good for others. Exercise, go hiking, spend time outdoors, get a pet. Pets love us unconditionally. Get an animal that you can nurture and that can nurture you. Whatever you got to do to get rid of that anger in your heart, because we're going to be measured by what's in our hearts. Okay, it's not about our superpower. Okay, you're not going to ascend whether you have a lot of superpowers or not. That's not how the ascension works. We're going to ascend what's in our heart, by what's in our heart, what's measured in our heart, not about what we can or cannot do as far as spiritual gifts, or whether, our third eye is fully open, because it will get there. Because when the solar flash comes, our third eye we're going to remember everything, whether you've been half asleep, fully awake, or just sort of getting there. You're going to remember everything, because once that plasma light wraps around the earth, it's going to be like this boom, like this moment of like clarity, where like everything now makes sense. Everything makes sense now. I remember why I'm here. I remember what I was supposed to do. I remember my past lives. I remember my soul contract. I remember who I'm supposed to be with. I remember why I chose the people in my life. Everything is going to hit us at once. It's going to be so awesome and amazing. Okay? So don't worry about, oh, what superpowers do I have? I need to get my superpowers. No, you don't need it right now. What you need to work on is your heart first. And then you can work on the other stuff. That's my message. So I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. If you're able to get some sun, go get some sun. We all need that vitamin D. We all need this time outside. Breathe the fresh air. And sorry. If you can't, if there's no sun, there are places where you can go in a sauna where they have infrared light, or get some infrared light and sit under it, because that will help you get the vitamin D and those rays that you need. Yes, the sun is better, but sometimes we have to compromise. So yeah, there's some really beautiful images in the clouds I'm watching right now. But I think I'm going to go inside because my hands are getting cold. But anyways, I hope this message was encouraging for you all, and that you all have a lovely weekend and week ahead. And many blessings and love to you all. Bye-bye.